If you are an Excel user, for sure you will be familiar with error like NA or hash div or hash null and other errors that makes you disappointed. And as we explained in the last video, what are the real meaning of each error you may face, in today's video I'll show you exactly how to deal with and find an alternative solution in case any error resulted from your formula using IFERROR function in Excel with two different ways. Stay tuned. Before we start, and as usual, let me tell you that the file we will be using in this video is linked in the description below. You can download it and follow along with me step by step. Alright, let's get started by checking the data that will be used in our today's video. It's a very simple table that contains the employee ID and the name of the employee, the age, the department, salary, and sales. And we have the same table but with additional employee ID in a separate table in a separate range. Now, if we are going to use a VLOOKUP as a normal lookup function we can use to look up about the ID or the employee ID, we will have just two options. The first one is to get the result we need or the result we are searching for, and the second one we will face an error as NA or hash NA, or as we explained it in the last video as not available. So let's try to dig deeper and try to search for these specific employee IDs and see what we got. In the first cell we will type equal VLOOKUP and we will select the ID we are searching for, and from our keyboard we will press F4 3 times in order to just fix the column I which contains the employee IDs I'm searching for, and then comma to move to the table array where we will select the first table like that, and from our keyboard press F4 to fix the range, and then comma the column index number is number 2, and then comma to choose an exact match and close our bracket pressing enter. So now we have the name of this employee ID. So now we are in the first situation. Now we can drag our formula to the right side and just change the column index number from being 2 to be number 4, the column number 4 for the department, and number 6 for the sales. Alright, now we can drag our formula till the bottom like that. Let's see what the result we got. Okay, the first two results is completely correct, as we have the employee's ID is existing in the first table we are searching for, and it's getting us the name, the department, and the sales. So what about the next two or the last two IDs? It's not available, which means that the ID I'm searching for is not existing here. Now let's get back to the function we will talk about. It's IFERROR function. Let's have a look on IFERROR function in a separate page like that. IFERROR function contains two parts, and the two parts are mandatory to use the function. The first part is a value. The value here is your formula or your entire formula that you are using in order to check the result of this formula, whether it will get you an error or not. This function is working with all types of error. It doesn't matter you will get NA or null or divided by 0 or anything else or any type of formula. So the first part here is the value. You will put here the formula you need to check and you need to test its result. Then the second part is the value if error. This is the most important part in this function, because at this part you will put in case you will have or your formula resulted an error, what you gonna do with that, and then you will have all options available. You can use another formula, or you can keep it blank, or you can just put or type a specific word to appear or to be displayed if there is an error. That's what we are going to explain right now. So let's get back here. If we have such an employee ID like that and it's potentially to be located at the second table here, we might use another VLOOKUP function to search at that employee ID if it faced an error or if it's not included or it's not existing at the first one. How we can do that? It's very simple. All you need to do is to put the IFERROR function before the VLOOKUP function in your formula. So we will start, instead of starting with VLOOKUP, we will start with IFERROR and then we will open the bracket of the if error function. We will see that the VLOOKUP function is considered now as a value. All we need is to put another comma here to move to the value if error. What if the value of the first formula gives an error? Then I can tell Excel to VLOOKUP or to search at the second table like that. We will use also VLOOKUP and search for that employee ID. Then we will select the table array like that. We will fix it and we will fix the I here. Let's press F4 3 times, and then for the column index number I'll type 2, then 0 for exact match, close my bracket and close if error bracket. And if I pressed enter like that, it will give me the name. So the first step this function did is to VLOOKUP at the first table, and it gives an error for the VLOOKUP function. So it used the second option, which is the VLOOKUP in the second table right here. Now we can drag our formula to the right side and just change that to be number 4 here and just 4 here like that, and press enter. Now we have a department B, and the sales will be in column 6, and here will be column 6. Then pressing enter, here we can see that the employee ID is already exist and it's getting the correct data. However, the data is not existing in the first table. That's the scenario number 1. Let's move to scenario number 2. If we drag this formula down there, we will see it's still getting NA, because this employee ID is not existing at the first table and it's not existing at the second table also. How we can deal with that? Instead, we are using another formula here just to VLOOKUP or to search for this value in the second table. We may change that all to be a statement or a word like it's not exist, and close our double quote like that. So now you will have not exist at the name, and if you drag the formula to the right side you will see the same. If we change that to be as not exist, we can copy that, press enter, and the same we will do here, pressing enter. Okay, now we have 3 different types of functions. The first 2 are normal function of VLOOKUP function. It's searching for the employee ID and it's existing in the first table. The third one, it's not existing at the first table, but it exists in the second one. And what if the value I'm searching for is not existing neither in the first nor the second table? We will have not exist for all results. Let me tell you a small tip here, that you can use a combined if error in the same formula, which means you can use if error 2 or 3 times in the same formula to check multiple scenario while you are working on your sheet. That was a straightforward example about how to use if error function in Excel just to come over any error. Finally, remember that the file used in this video is linked below in the description. You can download it and try it by yourself. If you found this helpful, give it a thumb up and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful Excel tutorials that save your time and boost your skills. And just drop me a comment to tell me what you need to see in the next video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.